Alright guys, welcome to another video. Pretty cold out in Wisconsin here today, but pretty good day to work on the Yamaha Breeze. This is part 2 of this video. As you guys know, we picked this thing up for $100 a couple days ago, and it does run. We just got it running, so the mystery is solved there. Put the battery in from the Warrior, and the electric start somehow worked miraculously, so that was awesome. We are missing the key, so we're gonna have to take care of that later as well, but that's fine for right now. Yeah, so today what we're gonna do is get this thing running great. So we're gonna clean up the carburetor, we're gonna put a new spark plug in it. If we can get to the oil today, we'll change the oil. The manifold right here, I ordered online. It was, I think, $12.99 on Amazon for 2-day shipping, so that was pretty good. Found the exact one. They make these pretty much anywhere. You can find them on eBay for like $7, but I didn't want to wait a week to get it. So we've got that coming. I'll have to see what size chain goes on here. This is the old chain. I might even have a master link. We can even test it out today, but we'll have to see what happens. So today, let's start with tearing off the plastics and getting to the carburetor, and then we'll have to clean out the tank as well. I do have some new gas lines coming in the mail, and I have some filters already here. Here's some gas lines that we can put on the carburetor, and then we've got some filters right here, so we can add those today as well. We also have to figure out what's wrong with the light. These work, but the headlight doesn't work, so maybe it's burnt out or something, or maybe underneath here the wires are disconnected. Also, the front piece of here fell off, so we might have to take some fiberglass and just kind of fix that, because that kind of looks crappy. I have the piece in my truck. It just broke off, so we can actually do that today as well. But yeah, main goal is to get it running great and then go from there. I also want to see if the tires pump up and hold air. That's another thing. So let's start with tearing off everything and getting to the carburetor. In order to get to the carburetor, we're gonna have to take off all these plastics. It's just 10 mil bolts right here. So we're gonna take off all those and then try to take off these plastics. They're pretty loose on there. I don't think it's gonna take too much work. These will come right off, so. Alright, so I got the plastic somewhat off. It's kind of interesting. The air box is actually connected to this whole piece, so this whole piece comes off as one. But I was just looking at it, and the carburetor can actually come out, and you don't need this whole thing off. So let's just take the carburetor out and then clean that. Makes it a lot easier. I don't know why I was taking off all the plastics. I think I'm just used to taking apart the whole thing. Got the heat gun ready for today. Probably gonna need that. But yeah, the carburetor just has a couple bolts. I'll kind of zoom in on it. So it looks like the slide in the carburetor is stuck. So we're gonna take a little screwdriver and some WD-40 and go down there and try to pop that open. Alright, we got the carburetor off. That slide was on there good. That was really gunked up. So let's tear into this and see how bad this looks. Alright, let's take a look inside this carburetor. Hopefully we can get out these screws. All right, so that's one of the worst carburetors I think I've seen in a long time. It's gunked up bad. Like there's no way that would ever run. But check that out. That's just horrible. Holy cow. Oh, this is where I need the ultrasonic cleaner, which I'm getting very soon. December 25th, I'm getting the ultrasonic cleaner. So I think Jade's getting me that for Christmas, so I'll be having that pretty soon, but that's just gunked. There's like oil in it. Look at that. What is that stuff coming out of there? What the heck? So let's clean that up and see if we can make this look a lot better. Alright, got the carburetor all cleaned up here. Looking pretty good. You can hear the float moving in there. The needle was completely stuck. And I had to soak it in degreaser for about an hour. And then I had to heat it up to get the needle out. That thing was just completely stuck in there and it was horrible. This whole carburetor took me about an hour and a half to clean, which is probably the longest time it's ever taken me to clean one carburetor. And the pilot jet was completely clogged. The main jet was clogged. Every single port in this thing was clogged completely. So I had to use degreaser, carb cleaner, WD-40. I let this thing soak forever, and it still, I mean, it was just horrible. So as you guys know, the slide was stuck in the carburetor. So we're gonna take some 2000 grit sandpaper and just go over the slide and the needle just to get off all the gunk. And then we'll reassemble the carburetor and put that back in. We gotta take out the manifold, which is right there. And I've got some tire glue that we might use for it, which might work. But let's sand up this slide here quick. Let's try to put the slide back into the carburetor, see if it slides in nice and easy. Alright, that slides really nice and easy. If you guys can see, now the thumb throttle works. And if you guys look into the carburetor right there, I can get a good shot of this. Slide goes up and down. So we're good to go. Let's take out the manifold now and see how bad that is. We might have to glue it up with some tire glue. Alright guys, with further inspection, it looks like the manifold is actually fine. I put some rubber cement on it, but when you put your finger through here, there's no gaps. This is metal coated with rubber, so there's actually no holes coming through it. So I think it's fine. I just coated it with some, like I said before, rubber cement used for tires, and that seems to be drying pretty good. We're gonna put the carburetor back on and put some gas down it and see if this thing fires up. So let's put the carburetor back on here and we'll go from there. Alright, carburetor is back on in there. Let's hook up a gas line. We should be good to go here. We can test it out with just a gas line hooked up. So I've got the gas line right here hooked up to a filter, and before we hook it up to the tank, we're probably gonna have to clean out the tank. But let's just test it out and hook it up directly to the carburetor right now. Alright guys, we got the filter and the hose hooked up here. I left enough slack just to be able to pour some gas down here and then be able to hook it up to the tank. So let's hook up the battery and then give this a whirl. Put some gas down here and hopefully this goes smoothly. I'm guessing it's going to start up right away, hopefully. The choke isn't hooked up because that's broken, so we're going to have to order a new cord for that, but otherwise it should be good. Alright guys, we've got the battery hooked up, all ready to go. Let's just put some gas down the carburetor here, and I think we're going to be good to go here. Hopefully the gas goes down. Seems to be going down. Alright, moment of truth here. Let's see if this thing starts up. Alright, well, it runs pretty good. It's not wanting to stay idling though for some reason. It could be the spark plug or that the air filter's not on it. I'm not really sure. Also, it could be something to do with the choke. Might be getting too much air. It could be an air leak somewhere. But at least it, it stays, at least it revs up and stuff like that. Let's check the oil here once again. Definitely oil in it, so that's good. Yeah, so at least we're coming along here. I think the next thing we're going to do is probably clean up this gas tank so we can have a continuous amount of gas in there. This gas tank is really, really gross though on the inside. So let's try to get this gas tank off of here. Alright, let's start taking off this gas tank, see if we can get to it. Gas tank is off. Alright, that wasn't too bad. The gas tank is actually pretty small. It's not too big. But now we get to see in here. Looks pretty good. Not too bad. Yeah, this boot definitely needs to be replaced. This manifold right here. I think that might be why it's not running too great. The choke cable is really small in here. Look, it's just that little cable. It's kind of funny. That definitely needs to be replaced too. But other than that, doesn't look too bad in here. We're gonna have to put some stuff in there and clean it out. And then I want to take apart the petcock because I'm guessing that's all just clogged up right there. All right, let's take a peek inside the tank at that petcock here. I'm guessing it's gonna look pretty bad in there. Let's just take a peek here. Oh, that bolt was super fun to get off. It took me about 20 minutes to get that thing off, so that was fun. Never easy working on old bikes. But let's take this petcock off. That's one of the worst petcocks I've seen in a while. Completely junk. That part's broken off. Filter's no longer there. So yeah, let's try cleaning this up and taking this apart. This should be fun. I'm going to spare you guys that time, and I'll come back when we have this on the gas sink and we're putting the gas sink on the four-wheeler. Because right now, this is going to take a long time. So let's just do this, put it back on the gas sink, and then reassemble this thing. Alright, we've got the gas sink back on the four-wheeler here. We should be good to go. The petcock now spins. Take a peek at that. So that's working. That thing was clogged so badly. That was horrible to get cleaned out. Again, that took forever. But we're all good now, so let's put the gas line on and see if this thing can take some gas. Alright, looks like the petcock is working here, as you guys can see. And that's off right there. Alright, cool. Alright guys, let's see if these tires pump up here. Been curious this whole time. Alright, looks like those pumped up pretty good. It looks like they're holding air too. So that's good. Now we're going to try to fix the back brake. As you guys know, it's locked up here. I don't know what's going on with it. I took off the little thing right here for this lever, and the lever's not stuck. So I don't know if the brake pads are stuck or what's going on. But we'll have to work on that. Just kind of wiggle it back and forth a little bit and get it unstuck here. You can hear the rust. You can hear the rust in there. It was rusty, but it just broke free. Good to go right there. Let's hook this brake back up, see if that works. Alright guys, so I got a master link from a different chain here and got the chain on. It rolls pretty good. You can see. I had to adjust the chain down here there's little chain adjusters down here, so the 2 bolts down there had to be loosened up, and then you can adjust those bolts. So that's what I did. Didn't show it on camera because it's pretty self-explanatory. It wasn't too hard to do. But let's get this thing rolled out over here. See if we can take this thing for a little ride here quick. Try putting some gas down here. Wow, we moved. That was pretty good. Pretty good. Let's try to do that again. Well, there we have it. Runs, drives, everything works on it except for the lights, so we have to get that figured out. Man, reverse works, neutral works, and forward works, so that's awesome. Next video, we'll be taking this thing for a rip. Gotta clean up the plastics. I think that Scotch-Brite pad will really clean these up a lot. I started working on it right here, and this is gonna clean up really nice. We gotta get all the stickers off right here, and then it should look really good. Gotta paint up a few things, and then get the seat cover for this as well. Alright guys, it's getting dark. I've been working on this thing for about 6 hours now. Crazy how time flies when you're having so much fun. But anyway, we got quite a bit accomplished today. We got the carburetor cleaned. That carburetor alone took an hour and a half to clean. That was horrible. I've never seen a carburetor that bad before. Also, the petcock was just extremely bad. So we got the petcock to work, got the carburetor to go good, got this thing running pretty decent. I think it needs the airbox put back on, which is just the rubber piece that goes from the carb to the airbox. But we've got to get the airbox out, clean that out, and then put that back on. This tire ended up going flat. This tire is actually fine. That tire didn't go flat, that one did. So we might need a new tire for that, and a seat cover. And I think we're covered. I think that's pretty much all we need then. So seat cover, tire, paint, and as you can see, I was working on this a little bit. I'll show you guys what the plastics look like when they come out. So I'm using these SOS pads. This will be next video, but I'll show you guys what happens. Just spray a little WD-40 on here, like this. All right, now watch what happens. See this area right over here? It gets rid of all that crap. And you're probably thinking like, oh, it's just wet. It won't stay like that. I'll wipe it off for you guys now and show you that it's clean. All right. Now we'll quick wipe it off. The rag here. All right. And it stays like that, so we're looking for that to go all the way along the whole machine. So that's gonna look pretty good once it's done. But that's next video. We'll clean up the whole entire machine. Hopefully have a tire by then and get the airbox cleaned and get a seat cover for it. And I think we're pretty much done with it then. So stay tuned. Next video we're gonna rip it around, hopefully fix up a couple more things, have some fun with it, and then move on to the next one. My Instagram is 2_vintage_. If you guys want to go follow behind the scenes, I do a lot of stuff on Instagram, so definitely go check it out. If you guys haven't already subscribed, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications because it helps me a lot. And I think that's pretty much it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. And until next time, we are out.